Hello and welcome to the Web3 Eddy tester support videos. The purpose of these videos is simply to support the testing that's going on with Web3 Eddy and to help testers, get up to speed with how the platform is supposed to work and get into the scope of the testing that's going on as part of the Livepeer grant activities. So in terms of Web380, Web380 is a pure play Web3 online and on-chain. It's very important. It's on-chain platform. So the thing is that all of the information and content that you have is served from the chain. So you have to connect your MetaMask throughout your experience with Web380. And we will be looking to see if we can get around this securely, this user experience challenge securely. However, this is a design feature of MetaMask in that, when you switch pages, it does not automatically connect. That is by design. It is not a fault or a flaw. And there's some security issues around that with respect to wallets doing automatic connections. So back to our testing exercise. So in terms of our testing exercise, our marketplace, core child communities, galleries, and minting and student cubicle are out of scope of this testing. Right. In terms of the campus, this is basically a stretch case. So if as testers you have time to test this, then please, you're welcome to do so. In order to view the campus, you simply need to connect your MetaMask. And once you've done that, then all the images and the experience will basically automatically load and you can see everything. Right. Now, the majority of the functionality is still under development. So the scope of our testing is the Educator Workroom, elements in the Educator Workroom, and the candidate rostrum. All right. So we'll start with the Educator Workroom, and this will be explained now. Right. So we are now in the Educator Workroom. So the Educator Workroom is where educators will come to actually do their work with respect to preparing courses, managing their students, managing their schools, managing their events, everything that needs to happen. So this is also currently, heavily under development. So there are a lot more features which are going to be coming, and this is basically an interim view of the Educator Workroom, right? But there are key functions which we will be able to test as part of this exercise, and this is basically to start a live, right? And the next one is to schedule an event. Yes, so event scheduling is for events which are going to be happening in the future. So basically, either a half an hour, or several days in the future. And starting a live is for an immediate event. So that's basically I want to open an immediate stream that's going to be broadcast to a given stage. So this may be a campus stage or a candidate stage, or eventually my school. And this basically is run straight away. It's usually triggered after like 2 minutes because we have to give the blockchain time to process and basically get everything set up, and then it then starts. So we will walk through this in a additional section of this sort of walkthrough so that you can actually get it. But where we're going to start now is that we're going to schedule an event. We're going to demonstrate the scheduling of an event. Events are also accessible from the left-hand menu, and we have the event manager here, which is where you can access your events once they're created. And we have create event here, which is just convenience, so you can create your event. For starting live events, we have the live studio here, which we will talk about later. But for the moment now, we're just going to go and schedule an event. So now we're just going off to schedule an event. Right, so the first thing we have to do is we have to connect our MetaMask as always. Yeah. And so here, this account already has its stream details. Now, when you start with event creation, the very, very first time, you won't have a stream key or a playback ID. So you'll need to request these. And so a automated button will appear here, which will enable you to request them. And then once they're requested, they'll be assigned to your wallet, well, basically to your address. And then you will be able to create all the events that you were going to do in Web3 using the same stream key and playback details. All right. To create your event, you have to there's several steps in terms of creating an event. Let's start there. So you have to create an event, because the thing is that what happens is when we create an event, we are creating a smart contract on the blockchain, which will hold all of the data and representation of our event, right? Once we have created that event will then be displayed in our draft events. And so the thing is that you can create multiple contracts on, or at least multiple events, which may be in draft with different titles for different activities. And then the thing is, when you decide you want to edit something, you then have to select the specific event that you would like to edit. And then this will be displayed in the editing pane. And then in this editing pane, it'll display which event you're actually editing. So you must always check that to make sure you're editing the right event. And then we will have the title and all of the fields relevant to the event displayed in this pane. So let us go through this process at the moment. So this is a walkthrough test, right? So we've created that, right? Okay. When you create it, like I said, it's creating on chain. So we're not going to skip the MetaMask interactions, because you need to have an understanding of roughly what sort of timescales you're looking at. Once that has been created, so the event is now being created. So as you can see, it'll have the title and the event, the smart contract, which is representing your event. So you can see that event on chain if you go to this particular address. So now we want to edit it, right? And so therefore we will click edit, right? Because like I said, you may have multiples. And here it will tell us we're editing this event, which matches the event we just created. And here we've got the test walkthrough. Not to pay attention too much to all of these. These is just basically items which we will remove during the tidy up. But what it's done is basically gone to IPFS to see whether you've got any data there, which obviously you haven't because it's a new event. And it's found nothing with respect to your summary and your detail. So the headline for this event is Web3 Eddy walkthrough, testers walk Livepeer testers walkthrough. Yeah, and then we have the summary. This is a testing walkthrough, and then we have the detail. This is this will be a demonstration of the integration with Livepeer. Right, and then we're going to set some categories. So these categories are basically going to be used for search in future. And so we, so for example, here we're just going to put Livepeer, we're going to put testing, we're going to put Web3, and we're going to put streaming. Yep. Okay. So these will be searchable on the campus in future, but we haven't worked on that functionality because it's quite complicated, so it's out of scope of what we are doing. So we're now going to choose a promo image. The promo image, we're just going to take the Web380 logo, and then for the preview video, we're just going to take the Web380 filler. All right. Okay. And then in terms of our time, today is the 12th, so we are basically going to schedule this for. We're going to make it. What time is it? We're going to make it 9 o'clock. 9:20. Yes, so we're going to make it 9:20, and then the thing is we're going to end at 9:30. Yeah, okay, there we go. And the number of spaces we're going to put for the event is 10. All right, and the host will be Tony, that's myself. We're not going to have any guests. And then we're going to choose the stage, and the stage in this case is going to be the candidate stage, and we don't want it recorded. And basically, we're going to promote it to the candidate and the campus stages. So all of this is coordinated by smart contracts. And so now we will save this event, right? And it's going to do some magic in the background. And then it's going to launch MetaMask, because now the details have been processed and they've been sent to IPFS. All of that has been done. We're going to confirm that. That is now posting those details to the blockchain, and it is successful. You will see that your event has been saved here. You'll also notice that you've been given your IPFS hash, where if you click this, if we do that, Okay, you will see there we have it. We have the Web 380 logo, and this represents the Web 380 filler. So that shows that you've successfully managed to save your event. We haven't put in an award contract for this because the thing is that we're not issuing a POAP, and there's some custom functionality which we will be developing to enable tutors to issue POAPs, during their events and after their events to both registrants and participants. But for this time being, we haven't implemented that functionality. And now we're going to post this event. So what posting does is that it puts this event into the promotion framework, and it also puts this event onto onto the chain. So there are two transactions. One transaction is to save, and the other transaction is basically to do the post. So you have to confirm both transactions, right? Okay. Yes, make sure everything's clear, confirm and confirm. And so your event has now been saved as it is, and it has now been posted to the network. Yeah. And so now if we go to the event manager, right, and then we click connect. As you can see, our event is here. Yeah, this is a test walkthrough, and that is a status pending, i.e. it's waiting for us to get to the time where we are going to actually broadcast it. That's why it's listed as pending. And basically at 9:20 BST, we will then engage with this event. We can view this event here. Okay, we click view, and we connect our MetaMask. And there you have it. You have our logo displayed there, and you have basically the event details, which are all listed here. And for our attendees, they can register to attend the actual event. Yeah. Okay. And our description is loaded from IPFS, but it seems to be taking a little bit of time. So that is a quick walkthrough of how you create an event on Web 380. Thank you.